Morning. It's Sunday, April 20th. And this year, the Easter holidays came pretty late. Because I'm sure all of you know that Easter moves every year. And that's because it's based on the lunar calendar. And Easter comes on the first Sunday after the first full moon of the spring equinox. Whatever that means. And that can be from March 20th until sometime in April. So that's why the date for Easter changes every single year. And the same thing happens with Passover. They are sort of intertwined in the world calendars. And because the Jewish calendar is a lunar solar calendar, it causes different holidays to show up at different times on different dates. And it's based on lunar months. And those lunar months begins with the first day of Rosh Hashanah. Easter and Passover, many are concerned with what is the rarest date for Easter to fall on. And that's usually March 22nd. And April 24th is also a rare date for Easter to fall on. So we have almost a month's difference as to when Easter can start. And we have similar occurrences with respect to the holiday of Passover. And some of these dates are seasoned. The result of that is that all of the related religious holidays leading up to Easter also fall later on in the calendar. Now imagine if that was happening with Christmas or some of these other things, it would be a disaster. But it doesn't. It's just related to the Easter and Passover period in our lives. The lunar calendar is. And many of these dates are related to which portion of the religion you belong to, because the Eastern Orthodox uses the Julian calendar. That is a solar calendar that was used by the Roman Empire. So that calendar has caused several branches of Catholicism to recognize and celebrate the holiday on the same date. I'm sure that all of you recognize that Easter is a movable feast. That doesn't happen on the same date, on the same day every year. Easter is based on the lunar calendar, and Easter Sunday falls on the Sunday after the first full moon following the spring equinox, whatever that means. The Almanac declares that Easter is based on the lunar cycles of the Jewish calendar. In the Christian religion, the Last Supper, the final meal that Jesus shared, was a Passover feast, because Easter is based on the lunar month. Now, what's the difference between Pesach and Passover? And why do they call it Passover? Well, Pesach and Passover are two names for the same Jewish holiday. Pesach, or Passover, is an 8-day Jewish holiday that commemorates the Israelite emancipation from slavery in ancient Egypt. In Exodus 12:23, Moses told the Israelites to slaughter a Passover lamb and to paint its blood on their doors, and that would protect them from certain death. In the Torah, the Passover story is also found in the 12th chapter of Exodus. The holiday is called Passover because it commemorates when the angel of death passed over the Hebrew people who had lamb's blood on their doors. That's according to the Bible and the Torah. The Lord protected the Israelites from death by passing over their doors and would not allow the destroyer to enter their houses to strike you down. And that was according to the old Farmer's Almanac. And so this year's celebration of Passover ends today on April 20th. We've had our 8 days without bread, but we've had plenty of matzah pie and wonderful other food that we can subsist on. And so I always enjoy Passover because of the get-together with the family and the Pesach meals and the wonderful, wonderful celebrations. And I love matzah pie. So this is the end of Passover for this year. And this was also the final meal that Jesus shared with his apostles before his crucifixion. It was a Passover feast. And I am sure many different faiths do not realize that Jesus was a Jew. So when you look at this, the dates in the Jewish calendar for Passover are Nisan 15 to 22. But this year that represented April 12th to today, April 20th. And so I leave you with this brief of the history of two wonderful holidays, Easter and Passover. And let us hope that this is the beginning of a peaceful period in our life. Have a great day. Bye.